It's been incredibly disappointing for a lot of PlayStation fans. This year has been incredibly disappointing for a lot of PlayStation fans.
Xbox, Xbox, everyone want a Xbox. Xbox, Xbox, everyone want a Xbox. Xbox, Xbox, everyone want a Xbox. Xbox, Xbox, everyone want a Xbox.
I mean, Sony really hasn't been announcing that. Really disappointing state. Partly with the revealed Days Gone remastered, but
I picked up the PS5 for exclusive.
People have basically been saying, "Where's the new games? Where's the
You ain't gonna get no new games because you know why? The PlayStation 5 ain't nothing but another Xbox to where they nickel and dime and you don't even get the benefits of Game Pass Ultimate. That's all the PS5 has ever been anyway. 2025 years in the making and PlayStation has shown absolutely nothing.
That's going to not just sell PlayStations, but blow our minds.
I mean, y'all can't even sell games, man. The only thing that's going to push PlayStation 5s is Grand Theft Auto 6 at this point, man. Hey, it is what it is. We try to warn you. We try to tell you that, let's put a little bit more emphasis on the software and less so on the hardware. And now that people have finally got it with the 75 million sales, you start realizing that the vast majority are playing third-party Fortnite and, let's say, Xbox games.
I mean, we bought these $500 PS5s. Where's the PS5 exclusives?
Woo! You ain't getting no exclusives, baby.
So, just a couple months back, we had that state of play that everybody hated. But this weekend
the state
was
of
the
no
20th
games.
Anniversary of God of War. And people expected something to be cool, to be a victory lap, to say, hey.
It ain't no victory laps going on with PlayStation because you know why? Sony don't want to fund and make games anymore. They're like, go ahead, Microsoft. Go ahead, take over our own platform. It's not like we want to put money in these AAA games anymore. It's not like our audience is not buying the games that we thought they were originally going to pay for. I mean, you guys did this to yourself, man. So when you guys say, oh, we're buying Xbox games on PlayStation 5, well, just admit that every time you do, PlayStation is going to be like, we're not going to make our own. And that's exactly what's happening. And this is what I try to warn you. GameStop with another W. Y'all remember when I said that? The more you continue to support Xbox games, you're going to start seeing Sony be like, okay, well, just let Microsoft take over it and let their games essentially be in the storefront while your games become extinct and sent to the graveyard.
Here is a reward for the love, the passion for 2 decades.
Well, the reward is having all your games go to PC. How about that, man? Because PC gamers are even benefiting from a series that they never even picked up on PlayStation 2 onward. I mean, come on, man. You got Sony out here doing T-shirts. I mean, what? They're doing Reforged Gaming. What's the next? PlayStation Mountain Dew sodas? I mean, they're doing everything besides doing what they're supposed to, which is making video games.
But we really didn't get much. We got T-shirts, we got fan art, we got free bonus skins in God of War Ragnarok.
Ha ha.
This weekend, yesterday in fact.
Well, whose fault is this?
We got a leak. We got something.
It's not like y'all demanding. Oh, here we go again with the leaks.
From most famous leaker Jeff Grubb that apparently...
Hold on. The same guy that told y'all to look forward for the God of War Saga collection? That same bro, regurgitation, man. Ain't nobody want to hear it, man. Just enjoy your disappointment. Go out there and support that DLC while you don't even play a God of War Greek Saga collection. This is embarrassing, man. The fact that you guys are like, oh, we need this. We're dependent on it. Shows y'all that y'all don't have no games. PS5 is by far one of the worst gaming consoles that I have ever purchased of all time. I don't care about the hardware sales. I really don't. That's not going to completely dismiss the fact that you people picked up a PS5 to play third party and now Xbox games. This is ridiculous, bro. Like, you have to ask yourself, when you pick up this PS5 platform, I'm surprised he didn't even show the controller. That's how you know the man's disappointed, when he don't even want to show the PS5 controller no more in his videos, that PlayStation 5 is garbage.
We're going to be getting a completely new God of War game that's smaller, that's shorter, but maybe like Miles Morales.
Aha. Goes to show you that Sony don't want to put the money in their games no more. What is the point of Sony continuing on with this, bro? I mean, at this point, you can sit there and say that Sony ain't nothing but a hardware manufacturer, and yet they barely even gonna put out software at this point. You're gonna make a smaller and a much more tinier game than a game. Aren't you supposed to make bigger games over the sequels? I thought that's usually how it worked, right? You know, like how they did with God of War 1 and then 2, they added more bosses, and in God of War 3, they made it even more epic. I didn't think the games were supposed to get worse as you went on to do sequels. A lot of the times that's something they use for mostly spin-offs, and how can you get any more tinier than just making a old remastered collection of a bunch of old God of War games? Just admit it, man. PlayStation is done. If this is what y'all call a good platform, then I don't even want to know what a good platform is, because you people are gasping for games, man. It is pathetic. This is ridiculous.
Let's talk. I hope you're having a great day, and if you could, please, the Greek tragedy, the classic games that I think a lot of people very fondly remember, the old school stuff, God of War 1, 2, 3, Chains of Olympus, these games that really established that rough, original, badass.
And the fact that you guys are so upset that you guys didn't get a soccer collection, you would think that Sony would be like, oh, we heard the poor woes and crying from the pony stables. You know, we heard them. They're like, please, Sony, we know you ain't got us nothing, but please come out with some old God of War games so we can play on our modernized PlayStation 5. Like, what is it? You guys want to take advantage of these old games with the PS5 Pro? Like, it's crazy. I mean, just go buy a PS3. If you people really have that much of a problem with this, go pick up that PS Triple.
Lore that's important to Kratos. And instead they said, hey, check out the real God of War collection, which is comic books, which is a collection of vinyl records, which is a collection of t-shirts. Literally all the replies were
Ain't
like,
nobody want this.
Where are the games? Where is the remaster? Where is the stuff to make us, I don't know, love Kratos?
It's Xbox's fault. Microsoft has something to do with this, I can tell you.
Well, last night,
let's play Microsoft.
At about 6 p.m., a new leak came out from Jeff Grubb. Set in Greece is coming this year.
Oh, here we go.
Now, I want to take a look at it, and I want to take a look at his exact quote, and
so maybe does that speak volumes to the remake that we heard about them remaking the first game? I mean, at the end of the day, let's take it for face value. Like I said, there's really what continuation can they do, bro? They've already ended it. Chain of Olympus, Ghost of Sparta, you know what I mean? Unless they're going to talk more about Deimos, which is his brother, I really don't know how much you could do with the old story besides maybe a remake. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the information that he's probably hearing. Maybe there's something, because that probably explains why it's a tinier budget. But at the end of the day, I would have preferred for them to just remaster the old games and make them available on modern platforms. But clearly, Sony might want to do a remake. So maybe that remake might actually be happening. We'll see, though.
Reactions to it. Because I want to believe this. I have not been the biggest God of War fan. In fact, I think there's been more God of War games I haven't liked than there are games that I have liked. Just in general, not a character I like a lot, to be honest with you. The gameplay loop, the characters, just some of the early games, just not really my cup of tea. But I want this to come back because I do like the new era of Kratos. I do.
Well, you're a part of the problem, because I'm telling you right now, as a person that has been playing God of War from the beginning, I don't like the new God of War, bro. I'm sorry, man. I'm not into all this daddy of war, man. You see that? That's what I'm talking about. That's how you make a hardcore game, people. Okay? I don't want to sit there and babysit a child for the rest of my playthrough for over 20 hours. It is what it is, bro. I'm sorry. With having 2 to 3 hours of cutscenes, the games are just not that replayable. I'm sorry, bro. As much as you guys want to sit there and say that the reboot series is better, you guys do the same thing even in that game. You block a few hits and you hit the same button, no different than what you complain about with the original games. Except that in that one, you had magic, you had different weapon variations, you had different aspects to the gameplay, which made the game replayable.
Now being retrospective, being so deep, being so well acted by Christopher Judge, I still think this is cool because I loved Miles Morales a lot. I mean, it's not.
Oh, so let's act like a new game is better if it's small. Bro, look at this. The capping is crazy, bro. You got Microsoft pulling out these games, pulling out the pockets for these titles, and y'all out here talking about, oh, I think a tinier project would be better. Bruh, this is capping, bro. I told you, man, with the budgets of these games, Sony realized that we can't be putting $400 million into these games no more, especially if they ain't selling.
Your expectations lower. Now, to me, I still think this is cool because I loved Miles Morales a lot.
What is cool about playing a inferior, downgraded version of a game that they could have really went full out on? This is capping, bro. Hold on, let's try to see.
It's not.
There you go. Let's get Miles Morales. Yeah, man. You know, I mean, I'm a smaller project. You know, they only cost me 50 million to make. You know, Sony got to make the money out there. You know. That's what they got to do. They got to focus on smaller projects because they can't afford to do the big ones no more.
As big and crazy as, well, Spider-Man 1.
Thank you, Miles, for that. Thank you.
So Spider-Man 2018 is fantastic. And I know a lot of people kind of hate Spider-Man 2 on PlayStation 5. I didn't. I actually loved that game a lot. But Miles Morales, this game was roughly 8 hours long, which sounds crazy tiny. But I mean, that's if you're balls to the wall, main mission, owning it. Yet, it's probably not going to be revealed, which I have to admit, I still feel like they really need to bring back...
Look at that. I was never told about a remaster collection. Like, bro, like, I mean, y'all still listening to this dude. He was wrong in what he said, and y'all still taking rumors from this guy, man. He said that, now he's double back and saying, I never said that. Bro, you had a whole Greek saga collection, man. Ain't nobody want to hear this, Mr. Grubby.
Older games. They need to take them and make them playable in some form on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, they'll be playable on Xbox. How about that?
Or the PlayStation 5. I was hanging out with my girlfriend on Friday, and I was showing her all these different games, retro games, old school stuff, and I told her about, what's that number? 85% of all the games ever released are currently unplayable. They're not on current systems. They're not on current PC. There's so much stuff that you have to emulate if you want to play it. And to me, that is weird. Like, PlayStation owns God of War. They have the source code. They have the hype. They have the ability to, like, they have emulators inside the PlayStation that play PlayStation 2 games perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, Sony could have did it through a PS2 Classics. They could have sold it to you for $10 like they did with Sly Cooper. But it just goes to show you that Sony don't care about you, bro. Y'all put so much emphasis into this company, and yet time and time again, they don't ever give you people what you want. Oh, we want a Bloodborne. Y'all don't get it. Xbox gamers, you want a Halo? You get it. You want a Gears? You get it. You want a Forza? You get it. We don't have to fight with Microsoft to get our beloved games. But with PlayStation, you got to fight tooth and nail just to get a remaster. That's embarrassing. Y'all fighting tooth and nail for these, and y'all ain't even getting them.
Why not bring back classic God of War with trophy support, with save states, with rewinds? Like,
we got it. This is one of the Sony executives. We kind of have that Dreamcast. You know, we just kind of prefer people to play it through the streaming service. You know, I don't. So you can use it with your portal. That's why we don't do it. Just do it that way. We don't believe in ownership with the old classic God of War games because this will take take the sunshine from the new one. I mean, the remastered one we did, right? Yeah, that one. I'm sorry, not the reboot series. Of course, that is our pride and joy. But yeah, that's what we want to do. Play it if you want to play it that bad. Just play it through streaming, you know? Or maybe I should say what Don Matrix said. Go buy a PS3.
Literally, even if you sell it, why the hell not? And
why would they sell it when you have to pay Sony to play the game for a game you don't own? That's probably the main reason why they haven't done it. Because maybe they'd rather have you stream the game than to actually have physical ownership to a game that you can play. No different than what Nintendo did with the Virtual Console.
With me that it is weird that there's so many games they just choose not to bring back. I wish that they would just say, hey, here's a new God of War. It's going to be great. It's going to be shorter, but we are working on something beyond that. There is going to be the next pantheon for Kratos to murder.
This is crazy, bro. And the fact is that y'all really think Sony's going to be able to stay afloat by dropping these type of games 5 to 7 years, bro. Like, I'm sorry, man. I mean, you got Sony taking whole console generations just to drop out one ambitious title. This is pathetic.
Miles Morales ends up dealing with a lot of extra chaotic main story hijinks that typically he wouldn't. It kind of made him step up. Double. I would love to be able to actually do like the way that God of War Ragnarok, we got actual missions playing as Atreus and then actual missions playing as Kratos. It would be really rad, in my opinion, if that's what the next game is. But
Capping.
let me take a look at some reactions here. A lot of people are like, man, oh, the other major leaker, Tom Henderson, who's leaked everything from the PlayStation 5 Pro to the PlayStation 4. Tom Henderson definitely has a lot of deep sources.
So that would mean that they're probably remaking the first game. Y'all thinking y'all gonna get a whole new title just for Sony to probably say it's just a remake. That probably could be it.
Side of PlayStation said that he had specifically heard that he had heard about.
Like I said, I'm sick and tired of these rumors and leaks, man. I want to hear the real truth, all right, bro? Until something has been confirmed by PlayStation themselves, then at that point, I don't want to hear this no more, bro. Because how many times you guys are just throwing things at the wall and just hoping for something to stick, and then you want to say, I predicted it. I predicted it. You don't predict something by just throwing a bunch of darts on a freaking wall and hoping one hits. That's not how it works. Like when I talk, I say one thing, you see it happen, and that's it. That's the end of it. You don't sit there and say, oh, I think Sony's going this direction. Sony do this, and that. I told people, console gaming will be heading towards PC, which we've seen. Console gaming will be, I even also stated that maybe potentially that you'll be able to play PlayStation games through Steam with the new Xbox. These are things that we're starting to notice. I'm keeping it with one. Okay? I'm not sitting there saying this, and this. It's this or that. I'm not doing that. I'm staying strong with what my stance is. Y'all just throwing a bunch of darts on the wall, hoping something hits. Anybody could do this, bro. The fact that y'all got channels and Twitter accounts doing this is so stupid. Anybody could do this.
Young Kratos going back to Greece.
Now, if we're speculating, I would assume it'd probably be the remake that we've heard about from God of War. Now, I'm not taking a stance on it because we still don't know, but I would assume that's what it would be. Either that or the Saga collection eventually, but we'll see.
I am optimistic that this could be awesome. I want to see these games return. I want to see classic God of War come back. But more than that, I do want to see the next era. The next story.
Yeah, wait for the PlayStation 6 for that, man. Like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. PlayStation 5 is trash, bro. I'm sorry, man. Go get yourself an Xbox, man. We're going to finish it on this note. Xbox. Everyone want an Xbox. Xbox. Everyone want an Xbox. Xbox, everyone want a Xbox. Xbox, everyone want a Xbox.